Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studio.
All right, welcome back in. OTB, hour number 2 here live from the Raising Cane's studio. You know, we got the Senior Bowl coming up, and I once played in the Senior Bowl. That was many moons ago, back when I felt like a youth, Matthew.
Young.
And really the only way I can get that magic back is if I go see our friends over at Rejuve Me Medical, because I'm going to feel like my youthful self again.
You might be ready to put a helmet on.
Well, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Maybe don't go before
Type
next week,
situation.
just because you might try to get out there.
I don't know. I was doing shows with Coach Neuheisel this last week. He's the head coach of the Dallas franchise in the UFL. There was some talk, maybe coming back,
All right. Got a few snaps left?
but I got to go see Rejuve Me Medical before I even think about having that.
Certainly. Got to. Yeah, Rejuve Me Medical. And if you wanted to go see them, you could go see them here in Baton Rouge. If you were back home in Shreveport, you go see them there.
Yep.
12 locations all over Louisiana. So no matter where you are in Louisiana, they got a location that is near you. So go get that blood work. Go check out exactly what's happening medically in your body. We're talking about hormone replacement. We're talking about hormone imbalances like that. They've been Louisiana's leader for over 10 years in hormone replacement therapy. Everything under medical supervision. They have a fantastic team, first-class facilities. So just know what's going on in your body. You don't have to settle for less because you got Rejuve Me Medical, RejuveMeMedical.com. Hey,
So should I make a comeback?
what? Yeah, well,
UFL?
as little as fullback plays now, you could do it.
Did you see the first touchdown of a national championship
Well,
game?
yeah, you could play like one play every 3-4 games.
What was the first touchdown of the national championship game? What
Well,
play
they
is
lined
that?
up a tight end in
Oh,
front
he's
of the running
tight end
back.
wearing
and
number
they had it.
37?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Straight from his mouth. He said he was a tight end.
He actually said that was all just deployed to get us to believe he wasn't going
Actually,
in the backfield.
you know I love a fullback.
Yeah.
I think that teams in college should more adopt the NFL's pathway to good offensive football that they've kind of circled back to now. Did you know the last 4 teams remaining in the NFL all carry a
All
fullback?
carry fullback. You know, 2 1 seeds carry fullback.
And they not only do they carry them, they
They utilize them.
They utilize it.
So don't call it a comeback.
Let's go real football.
All right.
You know what? Speaking of real football, there's some real football weather out there this week. Winter storm hitting. Did you see this alert? Up north.
How far north?
We're talking Minnesota, Wisconsin,
Minnesota.
Michigan. This is a warning I've never seen ever out there. There's an exploding tree warning, an exploding tree risk. It's going to be so cold up in the northern states that there's a risk that trees will start to explode. And what is that going to sound like? You're going to be in the woods, and it's going to sound like gunshots all in the woods, but it's not going to be gun. It's going to be exploding trees because the tree sap is going to get so cold, it's going to freeze and expand, and these trees are just going to, boom, split.
Everyone is safe, but I got to see this happen one time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I just need one.
Yeah.
I need one on video, and then I'm good.
Yep.
I don't even know that I've ever heard of that.
I've never heard of it. And I lived in Wisconsin for like 6 years. And so I've been in a place like in Chicago my rookie year before. There was a wind chill warning the night before a game.
Yeah.
It was like minus 45 wind chill. And they're like, you can't go. It's a wind chill warning because you're not supposed to go outside for like more than 5 minutes at the time because there's a possibility you might get like ice form in your lungs.
Yeah.
Obviously. So I don't know what these temperatures are. This article that I got pulled up right now doesn't really say, but I think it was like real temperature of like starting to get below like negative 30 degrees, something like that. So yeah, trees, they've been growing for,
Thousands of
decades, some centuries.
Decades?
No, I'm talking about the trees that are going to be exploding. They've been alive and growing.
Matt's like, guys, some of these trees
they've
are
had
20 years
trees
old.
for decades.
No, these specific trees that will be exploding are 10 plus years old, 100 plus if it was, they're just going to be exploding because it's going to be so cold. So look out. We're not going to get exploding trees down in the south, but it will be cold. So hope you're ready. Hope you got that.
We're gonna do a little bobbing and weaving down here. A rope a dope, kind of trying to get around the ice a little bit.
Oh.
Should be okay for the most part. I will say that I produce for LSU, like the basketball games. We've been told like that basketball game in Arkansas on Saturday might not happen.
Yeah, that's what we were texting last night about. Like with the Senior Bowl, we're supposed to go Sunday because practices are starting Monday. Well, travel is going to be hell for especially people. I would assume most people are flying in. You got players, you got coaches, you got scouts, you got a lot of people flock to Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, and you got to use either Pensacola or Mobile airport to get in there. That's where everybody goes.
Yep.
It could be a situation.
Could be a situation.
Because, I mean, as y'all know, I got stuck in Atlanta for 3 days last year. Anytime there's snow across the South, everything shuts down. Just not made for it.
Can you imagine if trees were exploding in the South?
A lot of trees.
A lot of trees. Anywho.
Speaking of the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
If we make it.
If we make it, if they do it.
If we find our way down there.
Do you think they would delay it?
No. I don't know. Maybe. That's a lot of time and effort.
You said no real fast.
That's
push it back a day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Something like that maybe, but they're not doing it.
That would kind of stink if they had to practice in like 30-degree temperatures. Football weather, baby.
It's just not football weather. Are you excited to watch? Is it the LSU guys? Is it Diego Pavia? Like, who's kind of the person that you're maybe most excited to get eyes on?
I know that, of course, my homerism is going to take. So I want to see how the LSU guys compete, but specifically, I don't think there's one person going to the Senior Bowl that can help himself more than Garrett Nussmeier. Right. Like that, he is the guy that can potentially, I'm going to say potentially, if he goes out and plays like he did 2024 Garrett Nussmeier, 2023 Garrett Nussmeier, when he was able to play in that season, he's got a chance to catapult multiple rounds.
Yeah.
So, and he's not going to hurt himself, I don't think, anymore, because he's done this past season. I'm not going to say him specifically, okay? But this past season has hurt him really, really bad.
Yeah.
We're talking about a definite first, second at the highest rounder to now what I believe would be a 5th, 6th, 7th rounder. So he's got a chance to really catapult himself. Now, is he going to catapult himself to the first round or the second round? Probably not, but a mid-round guy, as of right now, absolutely he's got a chance. So I want to see how he goes and competes. Can, he get rid of those yips that he had? Yeah. Because yips is a real thing. Like how you attack something mentally and confidently is a real thing. You see it in all sports. People get the yips. They just call it different things. They call it a slump in baseball. Well, if you get a slump in football, there's only so many games you get to play. Right. So it just looks like you're not very good at that time. Well, we know that's not true because we can't unsee what we've seen with Garrett when it comes to the good stuff. So, but look, I'm going to be all eyeballs on quarterbacks. What's that list? What's the list of quarterbacks that are going? I know.
I'm trying to find the one
Diego.
that's obviously confirmed. By the way, Scott Tolzien is going to be the OC.
Yeah, I know.
For one of the teams.
Scott's going to be the OC. Friend of the show, Scott Tolzien, quarterback coach for the New Orleans Saints. So I'm going to have to text him, try to get a little extra sneak access.
I believe he's going to be the American team coach, so he'll have Luke Altmaier from Illinois. He'll have Taylor Green from Arkansas and Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. On the national team, it's Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt, Cole Payton from North Dakota State, and Sawyer Robinson from Baylor.
Okay. So I guess Nussmeier's really the only Nussmeier and Pavia, only one I really focus on.
There's a lot of people like Altmaier and Robinson. Taylor Green is very intriguing. Certainly a project player. Indiana and Miami did have a couple of players over the last couple of days that have committed to the game. Ruben Bain, one of the best edge rushers, has committed to the game. And you've got Keontae Scott's committed to the game. D'Angelo Pons, who had the pick six against Oregon first play, he's committed to the game. And Kaylon Black, the running back for Indiana, committed to the game as well.
Yeah. Well, have we heard about, and I know that they were holding a spot for Trinidad. He's no.
I wouldn't think so because it hasn't happened yet.
Scared to compete.
He's still fighting to try to play in college. So, yeah, Drew Fabianich, who is the executive director of the Panini Senior Bowl, was holding a spot for him. And
that's a shame because he could have also really helped himself some more. Like, I think what we saw towards the end of the year, we're like, yeah, this guy could go first round for sure. But I think there's question marks as well because it wasn't a full season of that. It was a handful of games where he played to that level. Yeah. He could certainly solidify himself as what I believe could be a number 2 quarterback taken in the draft if he could go and show out. But he would have to do that. He would have to show in front of all these scouts like I am that guy all the time that I showed the last couple of games.
You've got multiple LSU players as well, and we've talked about Nussmeier. You also have Jack Pyburn, who's going to play in this game. You've got a couple of receivers who are going to play in this game. I believe Aaron Anderson.
Hilton? Was Chris Hilton doing this,
I
or
think
he's doing the other one?
I think he's doing East-West.
Okay.
I think Aaron Anderson initially was going to do that. Then he got the invite for the Senior Bowl and made the switch. Barion Brown is also going to be in the Senior Bowl. Probably the LSU player outside of Nussmeier that I'm most excited about is A.J. Halsey, who's going to be playing safety for the American team.
Stud.
One of my favorite players to watch this year. He's certainly lived up to the hype and then some. So he's going to have a great opportunity. And I'm kind of curious how they're going to use him maybe at the next level. He's obviously a bigger safety. I think he can do a lot of things for you all 3 downs. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him always. Every time he steps foot on the field, it's like my eyes just go to him because he flies around, plays the way you want to be. You want the game to be played.
Enforcer.
Aaron Anderson is another guy because he did not get the opportunities to showcase his skill this year. They didn't utilize the middle of the field. We don't need to go back into that because I don't want to get mad here at 8:12 on a Thursday. They didn't utilize the middle of the field. They didn't utilize his skill set, which they had in the past, which is wild. And I said it before the season. I thought Aaron Anderson had a chance to be the highest drafted guy on LSU's football team. Now, I didn't foresee
all this to happen.
Mansour Delane and then not to throw the ball and have a functionable offense.
Receiver screen you.
But I think
not even a good receiver screen.
I'm about to say,
like a bad
bubble screen you.
More like a now. That's what we call
it.
Just like a now.
Throw it to the receiver and see if he can make 11 guys miss.
Like Miami with Malachi Tony. Great wide receiver.
Wide receiver. There's a way to do it. Wide receiver screens can be good.
Miami's is so devastating because their tackles get out there and just squash everybody.
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
What a screen
You're not supposed to throw a now route and hope your one receiver can block 2 guys.
A now route is an answer to a problem. Yeah. It's not the first option.
Miami
they were throwing nows as like their lead.
Okay,
play.
we're gonna throw the now, but if they line up 9 guys over it, we'll run the ball.
Yeah.
Usually a now route is like, all right, well, we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run zone. We'll also give you a flip option. So if you get like the one technique to the left, if we got a zone to the right call, but if one technique's left, you can flip it to the other side.
Yeah.
But if they just stack the box and you have a good look, an advantageous look, if he's not like pressed or anything, throw the now.
Yeah.
But if it is not an advantageous look, if you do have a press corner, if you don't feel real confident out at the other receiver block, just run the ball into bad numbers. Let's get 2 yards and go to the next play. Anyway, Aaron Anderson. That's what we were talking about. I believe he is an absolute dog. I believe that he has high football IQ. I like watching him play, and the key to a good slot inside receiver is high football IQ.
Yes.
He understands when I watch him, he understands leverage on linebackers. He understands leverage on safeties that are coming down in the box. And understand when he's running one direction and the safety's coming down in the box, he's going the opposite direction. So there's a transitional period where that defensive back or linebacker has to flip his hips. He's got to turn his head and shoulders away from the quarterback, and he loses vision on the quarterback. And he understands that transition and how to use that momentum of that defensive back having to turn against them. He also understands when he's number 2 in the progression on what speed and tempo and what window he needs to get in and the timing. He also understands when he's number 3 or 4 in the read, the speed and tempo. Because young receivers that don't have football IQ, they run every single route the same way.
Speed, yeah.
So you see drawn in the playbook.
There's a way you draw in the playbook. All right, it's a 7-yard and break in. They run it that way every time, and if they run a 4.4 40, they run that route at 4.4. So you don't do that when you play high quality, high intellectual football. You understand where you are in the progression. And if you are running a seam route or a dig route or a hank route or whatever it is as a slot receiver, you also know that in a certain coverage, you might be the number one look, but in a different coverage, you might be number 3.
Yeah.
So you have to, all those things add up, and I believe that he has that, and he's really good at running seam routes. Like I said, utilizing that leverage and the transition of defensive back, all those things that I see. And then when he gets the ball in his hands, he's made
electric.
He made a play earlier in the year this year that I thought was one of the most athletic plays I'd ever seen. He had to dive for an out route, it was a stick route, something like that. It was like 3rd and 4 or something like that. He had to dive in his feet, so he caught it, and in one movement, he extended it out with one hand to get the first down. And I was like, I've never really seen that a lot, even in the NFL. Someone like that specific body movement, body control. So I think he's got a chance to really help himself. I think he should be a top 2, at least 3-round pick, because I think he's a dog, and I think he's a guy that NFL GMs and quarterbacks who run intellectual type offenses, most NFLs do, are going to grade him very high and know that he's going to be a plug and play pretty fast.
Oh, I can tell. Just the way how you just broke that down, I can only imagine the actual, GMs and scouts, the way how you just broke that down about how integral he is about his routes and knowing how to do this and that and that.
And he's got return ability too.
Yeah, so it's like the way you just broke that down, I'm very high that Aaron Anderson is going to be drafted pretty I ain't gonna say surprising, but it's going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, like all right.
And he's really smooth with his routes too. Like when you know, as a quarterback, when you throw to a lot of different routes, some guys are hard to read body language. Some guys are easy to read. He's really easy to read body language. I know what speed, angle he's going to come out by the way he's attacking his breaks and his cuts.
So he's a quarterback-friendly receiver?
Very quarterback-friendly receiver. I love the kid, and I think he's going to be very, very good at the next level.
All right, we will take a break. Got a couple more players like throughout the Senior Bowl that maybe we can break down. And actually, when we come back, New Orleans Saints are going to be there. Their assistant coaches are certainly going to be there. Multiple coaches, including one of the head coaches off the Saints staff. Team? So, yes. So, who are they looking at? Which guys could maybe impress the New Orleans Saints? Which position group are the Saints maybe going to be eye-hustling the most? We'll have that for you when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to RussellPools.com, the website for Russell Pool Company. And if you are looking to completely blow away your friends and family when they walk into your backyard, you should go see our friends over at Russell Pool Company. They're going to customize your dream pool. They're going to put it in your space. Now, if you're not quite sure what your dream pool is just yet, well, you can go check out the website, Gallery of Work, kind of get an idea of what you want. But whatever it is, however you imagine it, you sit down with Russell Pools and you work it out, you draw it up, and that's exactly what they deliver every single time. RussellPools.com.
That's right, Russell Pools, the name you think of when you think of the highest quality custom pools in Louisiana. They've been doing it a long time. Chris Anderson and that crew over there, they work hard, they work diligently, and they are experts when it comes to any pools of any shape, any size, any functionality. And it's going to be cold this weekend, so when it's cold and freezing, just close your eyes and dream of chilling by a pool, swimming in the summer, and make sure you get that process started now so you can have that pool ready to go by summer. RussellPools.com.
You know what she told me? She told, check it out, this is what she said. She said, oh, she said she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little Anita, but definitely set this party alright.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
She said she wants some ready for the world, some new edition, some mini repertoire, definitely set this party alright. Yes, it will. It definitely will. You know, I told her to drive over in your new whip, bring some friends you cool with. I'ma bring the cool whip, then I want you to strip. See you is my new chick, so we get our grind.
Back in OTB. Talking about Cool Whip for banana splits, obviously.
Yeah,
this song. Yeah.
You want whipped cream?
Your banana split. Anywho's, going to be down in Mobile, as we said, all week next week for the Panini Senior Bowl. Do you think Panini's going to give us any cards?
I am so, I don't really care about the football.
I know you don't.
I need to find the higher-ups at Panini. I need to get some sort of deal with them.
Even if they're losing the license, right?
Yeah. They got licenses in other sports as well.
Okay. Like what?
I mean, they're still going to have a business.
Yeah.
How's your card game going right now? We hadn't really talked about cards much on the show in quite a while. But just so everybody knows, we're still in it.
We'll do maybe a card segment down in Mobile, and maybe the Panini people will hear it, and they'll be like, oh, those guys are for real.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. President of Panini, what's up?
He'll be there. Oh, he'll be there.
You want to give me some cards?
It's the Panini Senior Bowl.
Well, we give you a shout-out on our show, and just throw me some cards.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Probably looking for some advertisement.
Yeah. The Saints are going to be heavily involved in the Senior Bowl, and they always are because they are the closest team to Mobile, Alabama, so it's no surprise. But Joel Thomas is going to be the head coach. Peter Sermon's going to be on the staff. Scott Tolzien is going to be on the staff, like we said. So, I mean, you've got multiple. I think it's 6 coaches from New Orleans on the American coaching staff. So the Saints are going to get a great look at the American team. And look, they're going to scout everybody, the national team as well. But when you start to look at the American team, you start to see who's on it. We mentioned some of the LSU guys. They're going to be on the American team. But, like, if you were to say, and we can go around the room. Jordan, I know obviously you were with the Saints hat on here today. You're the one that is the biggest Saints fan in the room.
Yes,
Which
sir.
position group do you want to make sure that the New Orleans Saints down in Mobile, Alabama, pay attention to the most?
Wide receiver. Maybe running back because, Jeremiah Love's there or he's not. Sitting out. I don't think he's a senior.
Who?
Huh? Jeremiah Love.
No, he
He's not
got
there?
invited but did not accept
Okay,
the
so,
offer. He's like
well-
one of the few that turned it down this year.
Well,
He'd be a top pick. So.
And that might be where you might go. So I would like for him to be there, but I think this team needs some more playmakers. You got your quarterback now. I feel like you don't really need a lineman at this point. Or, Bain falls to 8. That would be cool. We could go look at Bain. He's going to be there, so go get a look at him. But I just think you need a playmaker for sure.
From the receivers that are going to be there. Now, on the American team, where the Saints coaching staff is going to be a part of, you have Aaron Anderson, as we talked about. Lewis Bond from Boston College, Barryon Brown from LSU, Kevin Coleman Jr. from Mizzou, Malachi Fields from Notre Dame, Ted Hurst from Georgia State, Jacoby Lane from USC, and Brennan Thompson from Mississippi State. Now, some of the other receivers that I would like to take a look at if I am the Saints are playing on the national team, and that would be Deion Burks from Oklahoma, Josh Cameron from Baylor, KC Concepcion from Texas A&M. You've got
I like him.
Elijah Surratt from Indiana.
I think that's the guy.
Trey
6'2",
Wallace from Ole Miss.
6'2", Harrison Wallace, he's 6'1", 6'2". I mean, we've talked about, needing a guy that size. Those two guys, are really the two that are stand out.
Trey Wallace in the Sugar Bowl went off.
Yes.
Georgia tried to play man coverage and just kept trying to play man coverage, and he kept beating the guy across from him, no matter who it was. They kept trying different guys. It didn't matter. I actually, and maybe because I know some of the American team, I'm more intrigued maybe by the national team's receivers. Elijah Surratt, he might not be your 4.37 guy. He might not have the 6'4", but that dude can play.
Yeah.
He can flat out play football. He had a drop in the national championship game, and the room stopped because everybody was so shocked that it happened. He hadn't had one since October. He just finds a way, time and time again, to get open, make a play. I don't know where he gets drafted. It's not going to be in the first round, but that is a guy that I would certainly do my homework on because you need more at receiver, but I would love to have that guy on my team.
Yeah, is there a receiver that stands out as a surefire first rounder?
In that group, no.
In this group, yeah.
Concepcion, maybe.
Yeah, that's the biggest name. I'm looking through this list.
Somebody
right
will
now.
fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Somebody will fall in love.
Actually, I don't know if this list on the website is actually fully complete because I don't have Nussmeier on here.
And they also don't got I guess because they didn't weigh in and do their measurements yet. That would have been helpful on the website.
I would say of that group, KC Concepcion is certainly the one that has the best opportunity because you have guys like Jordan Tyson from Arizona State's not going to be there. Cardinal Tate from Ohio State.
Yep.
Lemon. Kai Lemon from USC. Denzel Boston from Washington. And then Zachariah Branch from UGA.
Yeah, keep him away. No more little boys. No more.
More little boys?
Yeah, no more little boys.
Zachariah Branch is listed at 5'10", 180. He's not 5'10", nor is he 180.
Yeah,
Great
no
football
boys.
player. He's
Yeah.
gonna make some plays. KC Concepcion is 5'11", 190, so kind of in the same frame that we're talking about here.
We can see what Lemon is.
Jacoby Lane's the guy that's the different body type. He's every bit of 6'4", 205, 210 pounds.
That's the guy with the crazy catches?
If you're looking for – he has had them, certainly, in his career. He's the guy that one-handed it.
That's what I'm saying.
LSU, right?
Yeah. So if that's him, yes, I like him then. But
Elijah Surratt, though, he's 6'2", 210.
Yeah, that's the guy.
I don't know, like, where he ends up. I think ESPN.com has him as the 90th player overall, so that's third-round range type. You get Elijah Surratt in the third round,
that's good
you
value.
feel pretty good about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, him, Harrison Wallace, he'll probably go somewhere in there, too. I don't think Harrison Wallace will be a first-round pick. I think he's good enough to be a first-round pick. But, I mean, those two guys are kind of the ones for me that they got the size you're looking for. They have the production, good range. I mean, those are the guys I'd keep an eye on. What about defensive line? Defensive end in particular. Like, there's some studs there. David Bailey was probably my favorite player in the college football playoff. Like, I understand that Oregon really controlled him, but David Bailey, anytime there was a play to be made, he made it. He's a stud. He's about 255. So, I mean, he's a big-bodied defensive end. I love David Bailey.
Yeah, he's going to be on the national team. Romello Height, his teammate from Texas Tech, is also going to be on the national team. And this is an edge rusher class. Everybody that you talk with, they talk about edge rushers. Now, like, how many days of David Bailey are you going to get in Mobile? You might get one. He might go out there and dominate in one-on-ones, and he might pack his stuff and go home. We see that every year at the Senior Bowl. But you've got David Bailey. You've got Ruben Bain. Akeem Mesidor is playing in the game as well.
I like Mesidor.
Like, you have got dogs. Like, think about this. Like, R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma, who I think is a day one play in the NFL. He's a 7th-ranked edge rusher on ESPN.com. That tells you how deep this edge rusher class is. So when you look at who's going to the Senior Bowl, and we mentioned a couple names, like Mesidor is going to be on the American team. Saints are going to get a great look at him. LT Overton from Alabama is going to be on that team. You go over to the national team. That's where the Texas Tech guys are. Denai Dennis Sutton from Penn State is going to be on the national team. TJ Parker from Clemson is going to be on the national team. This is an edge rusher class. If you're looking for an edge rusher, you don't have to take him at 8.
No, you don't.
You can take him in the second round. I even think you can get a guy in the third round, depending on where you have it as your need. If you've got it as a high need, you go second round. Because if Jordan Tyson's there from Arizona State in the first round, it would be hard for me to pass up that guy, that playmaker. I know he's had some injuries, but when he's on the field, he's the receiver, the 6'2 plus that we're talking about.
You need it.
You go receiver 1, you go edge rusher in the second, and you get some of those guys that we're talking about. I know we always talk about draft grades, and they don't mean anything until they actually play, but you would feel good about where you're at. And, again, you can get a dynamic pass rusher starter from day one in the second round.
Absolutely. I mean, you talked about Akeem Mesidor. Like, people forget about him because of Ruben Baines as his teammate, but he's a stud. And
Mesidor had more sacks than Ruben Bain did this year.
Baines is just a flashier guy. But a guy like TJ Parker, a lot of hype coming into the year, didn't necessarily have the production, but did he suffer from what the LSU players suffered from? Not great coaching, a down year, all that. Like, there's so much talent here at defensive line. Saints got to get one of them. Like Dominic Orange, I understand that if you're looking more towards pass rusher, but if you want a big body in the middle, Dominic Orange from Iowa State, really good player as well. I mean, all over the place.
Big Citrus.
What an incredible nickname.
Big Citrus.
So good.
Wait, that's real?
Oh, yeah.
Big
Big Citrus.
His nickname.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait till next week. I'm going to learn so much. I didn't understand about 3 words y'all just said, talking about all these players. If they didn't make a big play versus LSU, I don't really know who they are. So, Casey, Concepcion, I don't know those guys. The rest of them, I'm excited. Let's interview them.
Only reason why I know Big Citrus because I watched that Iowa State, Kansas State game, and it was like, big Dominic Orange, Big awesome. Citrus.
He's a run stuffer. I mean, he's not, his stats aren't going to jump off the page at you, but
he can play. He's a nasty.
He can fill the gaps, man.
You won't get a nickname Big Citrus if you're not nasty.
All right, I'm going to give you a small school guy to do some homework on before we go to the Senior Bowl, okay? Get your pen out.
Why is this
Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety from Toledo.
Emmanuel
McNeil Warren.
Warren. That's 3 words, 3 names. Okay.
The last name is hyphenated, yes. He's from Toledo, 6'2", 205, rangy safety. Let me see what team he's going to be on.
Rangy son of a gun.
He's going to be on the national team.
Okay.
So he'll be the first practice.
Why? Why are you choosing him?
I always like to choose a small school guy in the Senior Bowl. Quinyon Mitchell was the guy that I chose a couple years ago, and he dogged everybody. It was one of the best things I've ever seen on a football field. He went, and people knew who he was. Like, he was a name, but he was coming from Toledo.
Yeah.
And so he had this huge chip on his shoulder, and they were doing one-on-ones, and typically you go one and you get off. You go one, you go. Well, he got out there, and he wasn't calling anybody by their name. Like, he didn't want to give them that respect. He would line up, and then he'd go, Florida, and Ricky Pearsall would go out there.
Oh, wow.
He'd go out there, he'd be like, Michigan. Roman Wilson would go out there. Like, he kept calling them by their school name. He wouldn't say their name. He just called them by, and he won every one of them. Like, he was just going, like, big school, Georgia, Florida, Michigan, and he stayed out there. And, like, everybody was like, hey, we got, he's like, no, I got it.
Wow.
And he went 4 in a row, and one, he was like 3.5. Like, one kind of, he was right there in position, and it was on the sideline. I don't know if it was a catch or not, but he won those reps, and it was like, all right, yep, we're drafting him pretty high, and he went in the first round.
You win. You can go home now.
Yeah.
First team
He
All-Pro.
stayed, but so, like, seeing that, there's going to be somebody that has a chip on their shoulder from a smaller school, a group of 6 school, that's going to show out, and I'm going to go back-to-back Toledo guys. Not back-to-back, it was 2 years ago, but you get what I'm saying. And it's going to be McNeil Warren.
Okay. I'll do some research. It's hard. I feel like at safety it's a little bit harder to show out and like those
He's going to
types
do
of
one-on-ones
drills.
with tight ends and backs, and he'll be out there. That's the best part about the Senior Bowl is the one-on-ones, and everybody has to compete. You can't hide. You'll see the guys try to hide in the back.
Oh, no.
Really?
Oh, you're telling me they're hiding at the Senior Bowl?
There's people like that everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
It's
Every
wild.
practice, every
Wow.
one-on-ones.
He's the best.
One-on-ones will turn a man into a boy real quick.
No doubt.
Especially
pass rush.
Yes.
These are the best, and they're hiding in drills. Wow.
I wouldn't say like they're not trying to get. Now you'll have a psycho that's like,
I want everybody.
Like Mitchell,
Yeah.
I want to go again. Let
Yeah.
me go again. Let me go again. But yeah, you'll have some people in the back.
Man.
No doubt.
Like,
There's probably people that are trying not to hurt their stock, trying to just.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, we talking back in Pee Wee ball, the heads up when you're counting the line. Like, okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, he's over. Yeah. Hey, bro, you can get in front of me, bro. Here, I got to tie my shoe up. Like, they're doing that in the Senior Bowl.
I like that. That's a good.
Oh no, because I was that kid. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just telling you how it was. Yeah. Hey, that's him, right? Hey, bro, you can get right here, bro. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Good.
All right. So again, we're heading down there on Sunday night. Looking forward to being there all week next week, and we're gonna have our coverage from Mobile every single day. Going to be out there going to practice, and you're gonna bring a notebook.
Yeah, always. 2 screens.
Last year, T-Bob. No, I'm talking about to practice.
Oh.
No, 2 years ago, I think it was, T-Bob brought like a scouting notebook,
Okay.
and he wrote down like one thing. It was Cole Strange. He said, T-Bar face mask number 69, draft this guy. And that was all he had the whole week.
Oh,
But he went in the first round.
I said Belichick thought the same thing.
Yep. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here. Of course, live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, First American Bank and Trust on the OTB team. And you know what? They're pretty experienced. You know how I know that? Because they've been a banking tradition since 1910. Pretty long time ago. All right, over 100 years if you're doing math there at home. And you're not able to stay in business that long, thrive that long, unless you're doing everything the right way. And these are people like right here in this area making these decisions. We're not talking about going to the Northeast or the West Coast or anywhere in the Midwest. No, it is right here. It is local. And they've got all the tools that every big time, big bank that you got to go through 17 different decisions. No, they got everything that you need right here locally. So go to their website, fabt.com.
That's right. Know your banker. Get straight answers and work with people who actually care about your success. That is exactly what you're going to find at First American Bank and Trust. So First American Bank and Trust, local people, local decisions, real banking. Visit fabt.com.
You now tuned in to WUTP Radio. We your hosts for the night.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt
All
Flynn.
y'all hot girls is tuned in right now, so we gonna send this new one out from Juvenile. It's called Rodeo. Talk to him, pimp.
Y'all need to open your ears up and soak this game up. If nobody don't know you, I'ma make y'all famous. It's 24 carats, but it shine like stainless. Just look at how the diamonds compliment my fingers. Yes, indeed. Choking me. Oh, I need a...
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. Always want to remind you about our friends over at Central Plumbing. CentralPlumbing.org is the website, not only in Central, but the entire greater Baton Rouge area. We are certainly talking to you. Remember, 24/7, 365 weekend game day holiday number. It has changed, so make sure you take this number down. 225-500-0774. Again, 225-500-0774. Now, not only in emergencies, if you're looking to upgrade at your home, at your business, they can certainly come in and do that as well. No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how much in between big and small, they can make sure they get it done for you and your home and your business, like Matthew Clayton Flynn took advantage of. All right, go to centralplumbing.org. I feel like our 3-hour drive to Mobile is going to be me quizzing you on players that are going to be there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to start studying note cards. Delby Lemieux, offensive lineman, Dartmouth. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, 3 names, Toledo, safety. Got it. Locking those in. Not going to carry a notebook to practice, though, like T-Bob. I got to have my hands available and ready just in case an errant ball comes. I got to throw it back to the ref.
Oh, yeah, you've been thinking about that one.
He's hoping somebody sees him like, is that Phillip Rivers?
Dang, dude.
Does he need to come back?
Yeah, you want me to work out? I can throw 4 picks. Playoffs. Think about it.
You're going to find the Texans and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm your guy.
Yeah. How much you paying, CJ? Yeah. Chop that in a quarter.
Facts.
Take it. Don't want to practice, though.
Oh, well, I mean,
Don't have to.
I mean, your job is to throw interceptions, so you really shouldn't practice.
I don't know if CJ practices.
I mean, we watched the Steelers game. Can he catch a snap?
That's a good point, too. I can catch all the snaps.
We talked about it a little bit earlier because Trinidad Chambliss was having a spot held for him at the Senior Bowl. And, I don't know where that's at right now. I would assume that they're moving forward without him. But on ESPN.com, that there's only 4 quarterbacks that are listed in best available.
Yikes.
Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson, Carson Beck, and Trinidad Chambliss. It's the only 4 quarterbacks right now that they have in the best available. Now, every other position, like running back, they got 20. Tight end, you got multiple, safety tag, whatever position. Like, you got multiple guys.
Yeah.
You only have 4 guys right now. And Trinidad Chambliss, they have him as the 4th quarterback, the 92nd player overall. With his situation, knowing the waiver, it got denied. And I love watching that guy play. I mean, he is somebody that is dude, game's going to respect the game. He is a very good football player. Love his story. And he went out there against Georgia, made plays. He made multiple plays against Miami. He didn't have the cleanest game, but he's a competitor, and I appreciate that. But he has a chance to go to the NFL and be drafted pretty high.
Yes.
So, again, it's great to have him in the college game, but if you keep getting denied, this pre-draft process for you, man, it is everything. You got to go elevate yourself above a Carson Beck, maybe even above a Ty Simpson if you can. And so, the longer that you wait, the more opportunities that pass you by.
Yes. I'm trying to think of, for a guy like him, it can certainly help a lot. Now, a lot of the pre-draft process for some guys can only hurt. That's why you see a lot of guys sitting out, because there's no benefit to that. But for somebody like him who, and again, game respects game for sure. The guy was playing his face off. And the story's incredible. Wasn't great when he first got plugged in, but made dramatic improvements every single week. And at the end of the season, you can argue that there was no quarterback playing better than him. that was no more impactful to their team than he was with the plays. And these weren't like accidental plays. These were like real quarterback throwing seams, ripping passes on time and big down and distances, moving the pocket, using his feet, but to create windows to throw in, not necessarily run all the time. So he had these game-changing play-making abilities. I mean, you can say that he made more plays against Miami than Fernando Mendoza did. Big plays.
Yeah.
Now, it took him a while. It took him in the second half, but so what he did merits him being one of the top quarterback, merits him being in like at least the top 4 list, like you said. And you have to think long and hard, even if he doesn't go to the Senior Bowl, even if like he tries to fight this and decides, okay, in March that, all right, I'm just going to go to the draft because I'm just tired of fighting this battle. NFL scouts are going to take a hard look, and GM's like, do we take Trinidad over Carson or Carson over Trinidad? I think Ty Simpson probably gets the nod because of if he doesn't. Now, Trinidad could go to the Senior Bowl or he could have gone to the Senior Bowl. It's probably too late now at this point, but he could have elevated himself to that second guy for sure if he would have shown out in that week of practice like he did towards the end of the season and shown consistency there. But yeah, like you said, it's great to have him in the college game, but he's kind of crazy. And you got to think about this draft class. This might be a historical draft class for quarterbacks and not a positive way. Like you could have like probably the least amount of quarterbacks taken in the first 4 or 5 rounds ever. I don't know what that number is, what the least amount is to date.
Right.
But like you said, under the best available, there's only 4 quarterbacks listed. So once you get past those 4, why is anybody wasting any like a first, second, third, fourth, maybe even a 5th rounder on something like that?
Yeah.
Now you might have a run on them in the 6th or 7th round, potentially up in the 5th round, but yeah, it could be a historically low draft class for quarterbacks.
It kind of reminds me of that year Kenny Pickett went in the first round. Yeah. Like I don't know who else went in the first round with Kenny Pickett. Yeah, I just remember it was
Malik
like
Willis. I think was the second quarterback, maybe in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was slim pickings, so that's what this kind of feels like a little.
Watch out for Malik this year.
Slim.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the first round. I think he's saying like first round quarterback, and Kenny's been on like 8 teams. It feels like already.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. More OTB. We've got, of course, Munchies coming up in the next hour. We got Big Deal or No Big Deal. Stay locked in here. OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, there is a new star of downtown Baton Rouge, and that is Bally's Casino and Hotel, Bally's of Baton Rouge, and it is completely upgraded. I almost want to say it's just completely new. Sure, like the outside brick is there, but that's about the only thing that is the same. It got a complete overhaul. In the hotel, every single room got an upgrade, not just the suites, every room. On the casino floor, you're not going to recognize it. And trust me when I say, you remember what the old atrium looked like. It does not look like that. Every single thing got upgraded. So the table games, the slots, the DraftKings Sportsbook, the biggest TV you've ever seen with this incredible bar that butts right up to it. It is forever changed downtown Baton Rouge. 5 new restaurants. Go check it out, Bally's of Baton Rouge.
That's right, Bally's of Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, we got ourselves an upgrade, and it is one hell of an upgrade. If you haven't driven by, just drive by during the day if you have some time, and then go by if you have a little date night out with the fellas, with the ladies, gaming, dining, staying, whatever it is. Bally's of Baton Rouge.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. I forgot to tell y'all one thing because I had to run out yesterday. We were getting Jackson a car, and so we're trying to surprise him with that. And J-Bones, I was trying to make sure that I was there with the delivery. And so shout out to Matt for holding the fort down here. But I didn't get a chance to tell all the stories from the sideline of the game. One of the best ones was Commissioner Sankey hopped on with me, and I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Commissioner, what's going on? How you feeling? He said, lonely.
Oh.
I started laughing. He's like, yeah, used to having some friends here with me because, the SEC wasn't there. I was like, yeah, I feel you. I've been around all the Big Ten, all the ACC people. They just been yelling at the SEC guy. I was like, I feel like Jon Snow at the Battle of Bastards. I got the sword out, horses coming my way.
Sure.
And commissioners think he got the reference.
No, he didn't.
Boom.
Good for you.
Yeah. I went for it.
You have his own headset.
I even got into the stance, like holding the sword, because I wanted to make sure like he knew what I was talking about, you know? Yeah.
You been to these?
A little bit. Gotta have some
I
bend.
think he's kind of tall, right?
He's a little taller fella.
Taller fellow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Good for him.
let me just tell you, there was a lot. And y'all know me.
Why was he there?
I'm not in, all commissioners are there. I'm not a chant SEC guy. I'm not. But there were some people enjoying a little too much the SEC not being represented for a third year in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
little brother.
The Big Ten people. I'm like, okay, look, you won the last three different teams. All right. Like the ACC people, I was like, hold up now. Hold up now. Been a minute now.
Yep.
Been a minute.
Big Ten people, y'all are nerds. Little brothers.
I have won the last three, though.
So what? What percentage does that make in the last 20? I don't know. Just made that up.
OTB coming back.
Off the bench.
It's probably not good.
All right, go to KTOZBlinds.com. K to Z, interiors and outdoor living. Been doing this since 2004. Brandon Barton and the team. One of the cool things about them, they've been in the game so long that they come to your house or your place of business, and they kind of know it better than you do in like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Hey, what do you think? And they'll say, well, I think you need a shade here, a drape here, whatever, motorized screen here, and it's going to help this, that, and the other. It blew me away when they came to my house. They'll do it to you as well. Go to that website, KTOZBlinds.com.
And they're going to know your house, and they're also going to be able to give you a ton of different options too. Like options that fit whatever budget that you have, options that are going to make your house look better, feel better, really tie the room together. And also motorized shades for that outdoor living. K to Z Interiors and Outdoor Living has got you covered. KTOZBlinds.com.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.